Hello everyone, welcome to another video of mine. It's Kemal AA and this is another Chelsea video of mine, and I have got an analysis video for you guys, a talking point to be honest, and again it is going to be an interesting video, and I'm going to be ranking our summer signings according to the impact they've had at this club. I know it's really early season, it's early doors, it's only been 8 Premier League games, and we've only had 3 Champions League games, so it's really early to call, but I want to be making a video on ranking the summer signings, the 6 summer signings that I'll be looking at, and ranking them as to how much of an impact and effect they have had on the squad, the results, and of course the tactics and analysis, and analysing their stats and ranking them in order of how much impact they've had. But if you do agree with me, leave me your thoughts opinions in the comments section below. Please leave me your ranked players, summer signings of who's had the most impact. Leave me your thoughts opinions in the comments section below. Smash the like button if you do enjoy. Hit this bell notification and subscribe to my channel if you are not on here. But without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. I'm starting off with number 6. In number 6 position, out of, right, bear in mind as well when I've done this list, please don't judge me. It is not who I prefer the most. It is not who my favourite player is, because controversially the player that's in 6th is actually my favourite player in the squad. So, but I'm talking about stats, impacts, goals and assists, how much of an effect they've had in their early Chelsea career. Of course, this will change over the course of the season, of course, of many years to come. But at this moment in time, as I record this video, who has had the most impact? And in 6th position is Kai Havertz. Now, Kai Havertz was our marquee signing this summer. He was our mega 85 million pound signing, and he is a generational talent. 21 years of age, German super kids, won the kids, their rising star, and he was sought after, pursued by Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, all these elite clubs, and we got his signature. We are quite privileged for that. But regarding impact, in his 7 Premier League games, he's only got 1 goal, 1 assist, which is not good enough numbers. But remember, he is adapting. He is, understanding the Premier League, gelling with his teammates, trying to find his right position. He's been played out of position a couple of times in some performances, some games. But I like what I see when it comes to his dribbling, his effect, his creativity, which we're lacking, his effect on various groups of players, the way he's moving the ball, his movement, his agility, his finishing, his shooting, and he does score a lot of goals. That is in his nature. His creativity is good. He brings that spark, that energy, and because he's 6'2", he's got that physical prowess that he brings with him. And yeah, tactically, he's a world-class player. He's very technical. He has a lot of technical ability. He has a lot of flair. And yeah, for me, he's going to be a world-class player. But at this moment in time, especially with him in COVID and missing the last 2 games, he hasn't had a significant impact as much as we like to. But remember, as the course of the season continues and the next few years, Havertz will be a world-class generational player and could arguably be our best player. So, but at this current moment in time, because of the impact, and he hasn't had that much of an impact, he is in 6th position. Now, 5th position is Timo Werner. Now, this was very difficult to make this list because we've had, all our signings have done relatively well, but Timo Werner, 8 Premier League games, 4 goals, 1 assist. In the Champions League, he's got 3. He's played 3 games and scored 3 goals. So his goal scoring record is tremendous. But I think in comparison to the other players and how much of an impact they've had, I just think those players, because we were lacking in those areas so much, in those positions were so critical to improve, that even though Werner's really produced the numbers and his end product is obviously, as we know, world class, he's proven it at RB Leipzig, I just believe there's other players on this list higher up this list have had a greater impact. But do not get me wrong, Werner is a world-class player and he has certainly had a big impact on this squad. His numbers just say it all, really. His goal-scoring numbers, his assists, he's simply sensational. His movement, his agility, I believe that he's quite technical. I know a lot of fans say he's limited, but I think that is due to the fact that he's played sometimes out of position. If he's played in a natural position, number 9, his link-up, his movement, his passing, his shooting, yeah, it's elite. And he's very, very young, only 24 years of age. He's got world-class potential. So 100%, you can argue now that he's already world class. So for me, yes, he is in 5th position. Now, 4th position, I'm going to go for the Wizard of Amsterdam, Hakim Ziyech. Again, quite controversial considering the fact that Ziyech recently, he got man of the match in the last 2 games. He was unplayable against Sheffield. As I said, he ran right. He was simply world class. He was out of this world. He tore Sheffield United apart. His magician, his magical wand that he's waving around, his left foot is incredible, unbelievable wand of a left foot. The way he's pinging the balls in, the curve on the ball, his shooting, his passing, his technical ability, the skills that he has, the movement in between lines, the techers, the flicks. He has it all, and he's had such an impact. And remember, he was injured at the start of the season. Played against Burnley, he scored. He got 2 assists against Sheffield. He scored against Krasnodar. So he's been so impactful in that sense. And for me, Hakim Ziyech is a world-class player. And 100%. For me, yes, even though I put him fourth on the list, he's had a tremendous impact on the squad. And because of his slight injury at the start of the season, I can't really put him in the top 3 for this main reason, because he's only played a few games. But as I said, as the course of the season changes, these rankings are going to be shifting and changing. But I'm talking the impact for now. But so far, Ziyech, simply world class. Our Algerian Hazard, as I'd say. Now, moving on to the top 3, this is where it gets interesting. All 3 are defensive players, as we know. In third place, I've gone for Benjamin Chilwell. Now, Chilwell and Ziyech could easily be swapped, but what Chilwell has provided to this team has been world class. You know, I had a lot of doubt about him. So did many other fans with his price tag and his performances last season. But because how dire the left back situation was, because we needed a major upgrade on that left back position, the fact that Chilwell has been a massive upgrade, he's been a breath of fresh air, but he's been a huge upgrade on Emerson Alonso, is why he's in that top 3. You know, he's already scored 2 goals and got 2 assists in 5 Premier League games. And for a left back, that is incredible. And even Adrian Durham from TalkSport put it perfectly. He is, at this moment in time, the best left back in Europe, the best left back in the world. You can't name me a better left back right now. The performances he's putting, the late man runs, the link up play, the overlapping, operating as an inverted fullback to add in as an extra midfielder. His touches, his movement, his press resistance, his defensive positioning as well. He's been simply sensational. And for me, because he's such an upgrade on Emerson Alonso, and he's been our best left back, arguably, since Ashley Cole. For me, because it's one of the main positions we need to improve, and he's been such an amazing player in that position, for me, hence why Chilwell is going to be in that top 3. For me, he is third, hence why I put him slightly above Ziyech. Now, moving on to the top 2, who is going to go in that number 1 spot and who is going to be in that number 2 spot? I've gone for Thiago Silva as number 2. This, again, was controversial. You know, arguably, Silva could easily be number 1. He could easily be number 1, but I've put him second for a main reason here. Thiago Silva, as we know, is a world-class centre-back. You know, he's proven it over many years. His pedigree, what he's done at Paris Saint-Germain, at AC Milan, and it's quite unfortunate we got him at this late stage. You know, he's 36 years of age. He's only got a couple of years left in him, but he's still putting in world-class performances. You know, he got the goal against Sheffield United. He's been superb and tremendous so far this season, and he's one of the first names on that team sheet. You know, he's by far our best centre-back. The way he's operating and playing, his aerial duels, his ground duels, his passing ability, passing percentage, the way he commands that back line, and is a massive reason why we've kept 5 clean sheets in the past 7 games. He's been simply world class, and he's elevated that back line. Just how Van Dijk had that impact at Liverpool is what Thiago Silva's had at Chelsea. And for me, Thiago Silva could have easily come first here, but because of what he's done and the player that I'm going to mention in a minute, for me, Thiago Silva, we need to be extending his contract. I would like to see him here next year, and it's just unfortunate we couldn't get him a few years before. But for me, world class centre back, has had a massive impact, and au monstre, as the French would say, sensational player, elite mentality. Now, going into number 1 spot, for me, it has to be Edouard Mendy. And for me, he's not the best player out this list, technically. His technical ability-wise, he's not the best player. And he is one of the cheapest players on this list. But for me, it has to be Edouard Mendy, because of what he's done when he's come in, because of how bad the goalkeeping situation was. You know, we had Kepa, who technically gifted, goalkeeper, young goalkeeper, came to Chelsea with high expectations. We played the world record 3, but because his performances were so poor recently, and you can tell he's lost confidence. He's been shot of confidence. He's not saving basic shots. He's costing our team points. For me, he needs a loan move. And for me, it was a position that we desperately needed to upgrade. And what Edouard Mendy's came with, since what he's brought to this team since it's coming, 5 clean sheets in his previous 7 games. He's only conceded 1 goal in the Premier League since his arrival. Made superb saves, world-class saves, amazing distribution, tall, commanding, claiming crosses. He's had such an amazing impact, and again, elevated that back line, commanding that back line, and he's instilled confidence in those centre backs. And for me, what he's done to his team is, he's gaining us points. For me, he is number 1 in terms of how he's impacted this squad. So for me, Edouard Mendy is in that number 1 position. But what do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts in the comments below. Where would you rank these 6 players? If you did enjoy this video, to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.